How's it going, YouTube? It's Upside DIY. Um, here's something that I could be making. I'm kind of no. Anyways, you kind of put an air hose through there and glue it, and then you drill a hole through this end, and then you find a way to hold, using a string or even tape to just kind of hold that. And then, once it dries for a day, my glue dries for a day, I can re-glue it and make it more strong. And that's pretty much a nozzle that goes down into the aquarium. And with this size of hole and things, I'm predicting and trying to do this with an air pump, a strong enough air pump, which I don't really have. I mean, I do have an air pump, but I haven't tested actually, so I don't have it hooked up, but I'm going to try to do that. When I get some time. I got sidetracked by another job, but or project. So basically, after this seems to flow right, and then you would, probably on the other side, put some drainage holes towards the top. So just it's kind of like what this is showing. Because you want to try to get rid of this stuff. It's called skimming, and it's just small deteriorated particles and things like that basically float on the surface. So what you want to do is actually push all that down with a mat, and hopefully the top of water will be a lot more cleaner. I have to actually, when I get enough time or things and to try to test that to see if the water does become clear when doing this type of saturated experiment. Besides using filter floss, it's just actually polyester wool or cotton. They use sponge, or they could use a coffee filter. I don't know, a cheesecloth. But what you want to do is try to keep most of that down, and then basically using an air pump isn't ideal for filling up something like that, and probably would be better something else. But an air pump can probably work just as well. It's just not as effective, but the whole purpose is to actually have clean water on top instead of this this calcium buildup and probably scale or something. And this happens this happens in aquariums more than bare bottom, or it happens more in aquascape than bare bottom. So I could use these aquariums that I've had sitting around with some water in it for a year. It doesn't seem like like muddyish water where like plants, like decaying plants would probably make this water all green and everything, but rocks and sand hasn't. The thing is, the bare bottom, the water seems pretty convenient. It still needs some type of filter, but I've actually had like discus before, and they spawn in bare bottom. It's just a little brutal seeing a lot of these bare bottoms, or it's not brutal, but it's just like a little challenging to see breeders just use bare bottom and things like that, and just have have the fish breeding for profit, but you know, it's pretty awesome doing it. But basically, then what happens is if I had like a mat that was a little more down the water line, would this water up top be clean? So I got to do a test for that. So I'm gonna try to test that in a 2 liter bottle and probably see what happens there before setting up any type of pond or you know before live bearing things. The thing is, I've got so many other things to explain for the ultimate video and things like that, but I try to make it as informative for now to what to look out for and to have some things for sure to know about and have a solution. So I've been recording these aquariums and bringing up the word solution and having some of the equipment and supplies sitting around. It's pretty much what I'm trying to reveal for now. So I have this filter floss. I'm gonna get another type of idea. I could even use these, or not idea, but or example to explain if there's another experiment to do. But I could fill this up, something like this up, and it would still probably have stuff skimming on top, just because the mat and everything is going to, but it's not going to have like the real skimming or the real problem. But just to imagine that makes it pretty hard to make like the purest water, because if I were to fill this up and if things weren't on the surface just like the aquarium, if I were to have a filter towards the middle part from the real water to the top, stuff still would build up, but the filter system would hold back a lot of it and keep it away from the fish and the swimming water. So I'm still going to try to build this just the best I could do for the supplies that I have. If you have any comment, question, or suggestion, you can leave them on this video, and maybe I could try to so it's really hard to get the perfect things out of everything or anything. It's just sometimes stuff aren't meant to be. Sometimes stuff needs a lot more more observation. So basically and having the right material for this. I don't know if I mentioned in this video, this is like the 5th time I try to make this video. Every one of my videos, I always have to remake them maybe 5 or 6 times until I feel they're pretty much not too random and stuff like that. So I don't know. There's no real way to filter, clean water unless you use more aquaponics or more more planning and even having, you know, certain organisms and things like that, or fish, and it's just tough. I thought, I was thinking, yeah, um you know, it's gonna basically. And another thing about this DIY stuff is I like this chair here. I could stand on it and kind of get to the back of that that pile of bottles and things. So still have a little more time, but you know, and plus the fish, they probably, you know, like creek guppies and this and that. You know, I'm not going to just fill up the water. I mean, I would like to just fill it up with water and just let them go in there, do, you know, live for however long they live, and then just fish out the what I need, you know, all the time. But just, you know, maybe, but you know, I gotta water change it. I gotta, you know, have water testers and a lot of things working. And you know, with this is just me talking to myself and rambling. It's just YouTube for me. And you know, just trying to get back into a fish hobby and, you know, use some of my ideas and share them for my channel. And you know, I see other people's videos. I try to see if what they're and try to think and do what they do, and that's just how life is. So even adding a mat and trying to filter that, it will add a good filter. I might put like a big sponge, like, you know, halfway, just to be at this part, and then, you know, you could find a big sponge cushion just from a sofa cushion. You know, they have that brownish, yellowish sponge thing. So I could try to cut a piece like that for all three of these and use that. They have them in some type of foam mattresses. So that might be all this filter might need to try to filter out. But to try to filter out the water, but you know, things could deteriorate and contaminate up top, so on the top water. But that's pretty much my idea. I have some of this cloth. I might put this cloth towards the bottom, and then like at the top, I can make it into a kind of like an aqua potter, and but I would have to cut off where these vents are. So I'm going to try to do that today, and then so I can move on to really building this filter and testing it out. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you next time. That's pretty much all I've got. And, you know, with people that, you know, didn't know and might be interested, that's pretty much just all you could do with these these bottles just to try to have them effective. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys next time. Have a nice day. Bye.